And it's always a treat to receive the latest Second Sight films released. This time it's Late Night with the Devil from 2023, a low-budget horror film starring David Dastmalchian as a late-night talk show host, someone who is always second best. Jack Delroy is someone who's trying. He's trying his best to catch Johnny Carson, but he just can't quite get there. And what we have here is a documentary which shows the history of this character and the events that unfolded on October 31st, 1977. The lost tapes of that fateful night, which has soaked itself into the annals of history.
What you are about to see is the recently discovered master tape of what went to air that night.
And it's a kind of great setup, and straight out the bat, this reminded me a lot of Ghostwatch. Now, Ghostwatch was such an impactful thing in my life that I shouldn't compare, but I do throughout this, which is unfortunate. But Late Night with the Devil, I found to be really terrific. As a period piece, it kind of nails everything. It's fantastic. It has a kind of setup of Ghostwatch with the kind of Larry Sanders show, that kind of behind the scenes of a talk show where everything isn't quite going as well as it should be, and there is little ups and downs, and people are taking things way seriously, way more seriously than they possibly should have. And you're introduced to a bunch of characters.
But until I am presented with irrefutable proof, I will continue to expose these men and women for the swindlers they are.
Once we've seen clips, we have the setup, we have the idea of everybody involved with the show, as well as some personal history for our main lead, Jack. We kind of jump into the crux of this show. It sweeps. We are trying to get ratings for this show. It is a very important night where they can see themselves being, signed up for more of this, or maybe cancelled and pushed to the wayside. So it's a very important night for Jack, and he has a very interesting thematic night planned. He has a psychic on, he has a debunker on, he has a young girl, Lily, who is seemingly possessed by Mr. Wriggles, a haunting spirit.
Sorry, I don't believe we've been acquainted.
Don't be a fool. We go way back. We met amongst the tall trees. Remember?
And throughout the whole idea of this, we bring the spirit to the forefront. Spooky things start to happen. We have sequences of horror which are then debunked, sequences that can't be debunked. We have a impactful finale. And more than anything that I really enjoyed about this was the story in it, because it's not spelled out exactly. There's little breadcrumbs there that allude to other things, which I would maybe like to have seen expanded, but that doesn't detract from the film. It doesn't spoon feed you everything, and I really appreciate that. The idea of a deal with the devil, of the Grove, the idea of this gentleman's society that's just kind of drip fed in there.
Jack's association with the Grove, a men-only club located in the Redwoods of California, has been the subject of rumors since his days in radio.
The debunker that is one of those obnoxious characters who takes great pleasure in pointing the holes in everybody's story, of removing any idea of magic throughout it. The performance of the young girl playing Lily, who has this turn, facial expressions and makeup and hair, and how everything can go from innocent child to demonic presence in a heartbeat is wonderful. But at the heart of it, David Dastmalchian is just phenomenal. He has this kind of charismatic zest to him, but there is a sadness within the performance which I really like as well.
He's blushing right now. How's a girl not supposed to fall in love like that?
Isn't she something, ladies and gentlemen?
It deals a little bit at the start with the death of his wife and how his feelings of responsibility come to the forefront throughout this evening, and it's done in such a impactful way where you can really see the impact on this character, and I really do believe it's down to the power of the performance that brings us to the forefront. This is a film that's kind of contained. It's on the one set. It's a one location horror film. It's done in a kind of documentary fashion, which is fun and interesting because before anything creepy happens, you do get the character work. You get the build up of the people who are impactful to the storyline before you get the hard-hitting horror and the emotional kind of through line that comes later on in the film.
What is that?
Now just stay calm.
The last 10 minutes where everything kind of goes hectic breaks, I would say, the almost documentary fashion that they've got going on here. But by that point, I was so invested in the story, with the characters, with the horrific images that I was seeing, that I was willing to go with it. And it leaves with a really kind of perfect but downbeat ending, I would say. Late Night with the Devil was really fun. I love this idea of a TV show going wrong and almost being forgotten about, you know, one of those hushed whispers, you know, almost like an urban legend, which is really great, and it comes across terrifically well in the film. And of course, second sight, so there is a fantastic transfer here and a wealth of extras. So let's dive in and have a look at. Here we are in the disc for Late Night with the Devil. Let's go to the extras. First up, we have a commentary with Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and Josh Nelson. We have Bringing Their A-Game, an interview with directors Colin Cairns and Cameron Cairns, which runs for 39 minutes 17 seconds, going from their first film that they made and building up the story of this one and making their second feature before moving on to this, getting financing, the actors that they wanted. Lots of great information here. Then we have Mind If I Smoke, an interview with actor Ian Bliss, which is 11 minutes 45 seconds. This is a great one because he was originally cast for a much smaller role before getting bumped up to the debunker and getting a much more interesting role when he kind of talks about the evolution of that. Next we have We're Going to Make a Horror Movie, interview with actor Ingrid Torelli, who plays Lily in the film. It's 11 minutes 51 seconds. She just talks about her kind of career, getting a break into this horror movie, what it meant for her, her thoughts on the genre. Next we have Extremely Lucky, an interview with actor Rhys O'Toole, which runs at 14 minutes at 46 seconds, and how he got offered a chance to take an audition for the film, how he just thought it was a scam, didn't bother applying for a week, spoke to some other people before realising how much of a big breakthrough this could be for him. Then we have Cult Hits, Zoe Rose Smith on Late Night with the Devil. Now this is a 24 minutes 52 seconds visual essay all about cults. Now, I don't know about you, this is always a fascinating subject, and this is a terrific visual essay on the subject matter. Next we have Behind the Scenes with the Devil, which is 21 minutes 36 seconds, and it's just a roving camera as they're building the sets, as they're rehearsing various things going on, but it's terrifically watchable. Similarly, we have The Making of Night Owl's music, which is 8 minutes 6 seconds. We're in the studio as they're kind of just putting music together. Nobody really kind of talks much. They're just working away and the camera is documenting it. And to be honest, it's another fascinating extra. Then we have the South by Southwest Q&A, which is 8 minutes 12 seconds, and that is what you expect it to be. Also included with this package, if you have got the dual format edition, is the 4K, the Blu-ray. We get 6 art cards, the hard box case, and a 120-page booklet. Now, this is one of the best booklets I have read, with some amazing articles in it, which I wish I could highlight them all, but some of my favourites were A Pact with the Devil, exploring the history and allure of the Faustian deal, which I loved, looking into this whole deal with the devil, how it started, some key movies that it made its appearance in, some books and things like that. It's just wonderfully entertaining. You have The Late Night with the Devil, the representation of the demonic girl in horror cinema. It's a kind of shorter essay, but just talking about why this is such a key trope in some of these films. There is also storyboards in here, which I love as well. It's just a great read, lots of information going on here, and another terrific package from Second Sight Films. There we have it. Late Night with the Devil is out now. Yes, pick it up. If you like Ghost Watch, which who doesn't, then I think you're going to like Late Night with the Devil. It's another really good horror film. And yeah, I would love to know your opinion of the film if you've seen it. Are you picking up this edition, the standard edition? Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.